Hello, I'm Kabalama and this is episode 12 of Rule the Waves 2 Let's Play Japan. And before we go into the game, I'm going to make a channel announcement. You may have noticed that the same quality on yesterday's episode, that's episode 11, was better than normal. And the reason for that is I've now received through the post a new microphone, which is a Maono Fairy, which plugs into my USB port. So it's a USB mic. It looks quite nice and it gives a decent sound. So if you're interested in a microphone for YouTubing or for podcasting, you may consider getting that. And no, they didn't pay me to say that. Although if people want to send me free stuff, I'm really not objecting. Anyway, let's get back to the game. I'm playing Japan, and I've got all my ships are now active. They've all been mobilised. They're all pretty much in Northeast Asia, and about half the Russian fleet is in Northeast Asia, where the Russians got the rest of their ships. They seem to have quite a lot down in West Africa and a bit less left in Europe. They've got some in Southeast Asia and a few in the Caribbean. But they seem to have most of their ships in Northeast Asia, which is where I am. I've got 8 battleships and battle cruisers, and they've got 6. I've also got many more cruisers than them, 2 aircraft carriers, many more destroyers. And I've also got quite a lot of submarines. Let's have a look at the submarines. They've got 62, which is actually more than me, and I've got 47. But I'm actually building a few submarines as well. Or, no, I'm not actually building any submarines. I was building submarines in the previous war, but I'm not now. So, they've got more submarines than me, and we'll see how the war goes. I'm going to start off by reducing the tension with Britain and with France, because I don't want a war with them. I'm already fighting one war. I'd rather not fight 2 wars at the same time. I'm building 1 battleship, or rather I'm reconstructing 1 battleship, and that's got another 4 months to go. I don't have much in the way of balance, so I can't really do much more in terms of building stuff, nor do I have vast amounts of funds, so I'm going to have to fight this war with the ships I've got. So let's make the next move. Fleet battle, excellent. I love fleet battles. And the Russian Navy declines battle. Well, that's because they're scared they're all going to get sunk. So they're actually quite sensible. Another fleet battle, and the Russian Navy declines it again. Cruiser action, they'll probably accept it this time. No, they declined it again. Bloody Russians. We've constructed an airbase in Japan. Copy air group, yes. And we're winning the trade war again, sinking 22 merchant ships. Incidentally, they've got more subs than us, but we're sinking more ships. I don't know why that is. I'll have to put a post on the forum to ask how that all works, because I really don't see. We've got these ASW numbers of 47 and 3. I don't really know how they work either. No idea. Anyway, back to the game. So we want to have a look at. I'm going to have a look at my air groups, because I'm going to see. Now this is still working up the Ryujo 2. That's that one there. I thought I had 2 Ryujos. I wonder what happened to the other one. It's been torpedoed or something. That's still working up. This airbase is still working up, and that's still working up as well. So that seems to be about as good as can be expected. So let's play the next move. Right, fleet battle. Accept, and they decline. Thus, my aircraft carriers finished working up. Only the Navy can win this war. And we're still a set ahead, but by less than we were. We've only sunk 12 merchant ships with our submarines this turn. Maybe we should build some new subs. Let's build some new subs. And let's make the move. Battleship engagement. Okay. Attack enemy ships in general. And let's see what we've got. No contact between fleets. No. I'm not going to faff about all day for stupid battles that never happen. And let's see where Force flagship. So that was a totally inconclusive waste of time. And finished completing our other airbase. Battleship has finished working up. Additional war loan. Naval budget increases. We should not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms. Or I think it's a good basis for peace negotiation. Let's see what reparations we get. Well, we're allowed 6 and we're going to get 5, so that's okay. Magazine box protection, and we've now got more of a balance than we used to. So let's get a load of our ships and let's put them in mothballs or reserve. And we've just placed a load of our ships in either mothballs or reserve, and that's given us an awful lot of money. So let's save and play our next turn. Shori has finished her reconstruction, and I think what we're going to do now is we're going to rebuild some of our light cruisers. So the priority is in building light cruisers, rebuilding light cruisers, and we're going to start with the Chiyoda ones because I think we can put directors on them now. So if we do it here, we can put directors on if we do them at home. What happens if we try and reconstruct them in America? We can get improved directors. Britain, improved directors. France, improved directors. I think we're going to go with the USA, since we have fairly good terms with that country. Improved directors, directors for secondary guns, and dual purpose on our tertiary guns. I'm actually wondering whether to replace the machinery on these because they're a bit on the slow side. So we've now got 29 knot cruisers with 4 8-inch guns and a broadside of 6 5-inch guns, and also some anti-aircraft guns and plenty of light anti-aircraft guns. And they've also got swiveling torpedo tubes. So they're actually quite good ships now, even if they are going to be quite expensive. And we've still got quite a lot of money left, so let's see what else we can do with our cruisers. What about the Kaizokus? Open for rebuild. Let's do it in America. Yeah, that'll do. That was my fault for not giving it enough reserve of weight. So let's try the Megami now. Put it as do it in America. I think we'll have medium AA guns because they're better. And do the Megami Germany, open for rebuild. We're going to do this one. What happens if we do it in Germany? They've only got central firing, that's ridiculous. Director. Megami Germany. And is it going to accept that? Yes, it is. So we'll rebuild that now as well. Let's have a look. And these are the ones rebuilding. These Chiyodas are going to take forever because we're adding new engines to them. And let's have a look at our other cruisers. We've got these 2 other Megamis. Open design for rebuild. That's got 1 air capacity. Got plenty of space. And our other Megami, rebuild. We're going to do this one in America as well. Approved director, dual purpose, 2 guns per turret. And that seems, it looks happy with that. Yes. So that's the Megami Bruh. That's that one. Can I do these 2 raiders while I'm at it? They're quite old ships. Let's see. I think that's about everything I can do to make the weight good. So let's have that. And we'll do the other raider. Rebuild ship. And that's our money taken care of. We don't have any more. Let's have a look at these submarines. I'm going to unbuild these because I don't really want to be building submarines right this minute. Halt construction. Halt construction of submarines. And let's play the next move. We need that technology. And we can now have above torpedo tubes on all ships. We can also have 13-inch naval guns quality 1. I'm just going to have a look to see what naval guns we can have. We've got everything up to 16-inch, but 13 and 12 are better guns. 10 inches is a bad gun, as is 9. So if we have any more heavy cruisers built at home, they'd have to really have 8-inch guns. Or if we built them in either America or Britain. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ramp up tensions with both France and with Britain. And the reason for that is that so I can conquer their territories. Britain has Weihai Wei and Hong Kong, which we can both attack, and we're well within the range of this French colony, Kwangchu Wan. So hopefully we'll be getting a war with one of those countries fairly soon. Let's have a look at the nation data. We have 10 battleships with a total displacement of about 300,000 tons. Britain's about just over twice that. France is smaller than Britain, but still bigger than us. Not really fussed with those odds. We've got some CVLs as well. I don't know what happened to my other CVL. I think that must have got sunk by a submarine or something. Torpedoed by a Russian submarine. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll just build another Ryuju. Shoho, and that's going to cost us 1,600 per turn. I'm going to build 2 of them, actually. Just to piss off the Russians. If they want to keep sinking my ships, I can keep building new ships. Let's see what this new torpedo bomber's like. Max speed is the same, cruise speed is the same, range is about the same, maybe a little bit better. It's got more manoeuvrability and toughness, but it's got a lower bomb load, so I'm not going to have that because it's got a lower bomb load. Go to the build screen with Shoho. Okay, and we can only build 1 right now. A load of stuff's going to be finishing next go, so we'll build another then. Let them examine the ship. New medium bomber, and it's got slightly heavier bomb load. It's got slightly heavier range, slightly heavier max speed, so that's kind of a bit better. Right, we've now got more money, so I'm going to build another Shoho. We're going to get some extra money when these 3 ships complete. Plus we've got a balance here. So I'm going to build another battleship. And I'm going to base it on our most recent battleship, which is the Qingtao. Open design. This is built in the USA. And we'll have that. Right. So will be our next battleship, the Qingtao. Yes, we want that technology, and that's going to be building fairly soon. We need that technology. Advances in fire control, improved director. So we can now build improved director ships ourselves. So maybe our next battleship will be built at home. Go to build screen, Qingtao. Okay, by all means. And so let's see where we are. We're building this Qingtao battleship. These 2 cruisers will be done fairly soon. These 2 aircraft carriers will also be done fairly soon. When they're all done, we'll build another battleship. What's this? 8 16-inch guns. So it's got a good main armament. It's got a good speed of 30 knots. The armour is a bit on the low side, as is the deck armour, but it's nicely armed, and it's not got too big a displacement. So that's not a bad ship at all. Its DP armament of only 6 4-inch guns is a bit light though. Dasher, 27 aircraft. Fairly slow, decent amount of DP guns, but because they're in 2 different calibers, that makes them less effective. Ship's under construction. It's about time to build an aircraft carrier. Let's build an aircraft carrier. CV, auto design, and that's got 60 aircraft, and that's about to go through. So let's build that. The Navy will be happy to man the new yacht. That reduces budget but increases prestige. Protest energetically, reduces prestige. Enlist the help of the Navy League to derail the plans for a palace. We'll do that. Build screen. Kaga. Right, so that gives us a bit of extra money, and we'll have even more money when this one finishes. The Shoho 2. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at rebuilding our battleships, a lot of which haven't had a rebuild for ages and are quite old-fashioned in terms of their technology. These can have armoured directors in Britain. Can they have armoured directors? They can have armoured directors in America as well. Could this be better? No. Is it happy now? Yes, it's happy. And that's going to cost us 4 turns at 3,000. So that's quite expensive to do. But it's a reasonable ship, and it makes it a much more powerful ship. I'm wondering whether to bulge it or not, actually. That would reduce the speed a bit, which I don't want to do. It's got very poor torpedo defences, so I'll just have to make sure not to let it get anywhere near enemy torpedoes. Alright, and that's cost us a bit of money. So we're out of money for now, so we can't do anything until those finish. Shoho is finished working up. We need to assign an air group to it at some point, which we're not going to do just yet because air groups cost money. In fact, our existing naval aircraft, we're spending far too much on naval aircraft, so we're going to cut those back a bit. And so why put aircraft on aircraft carriers until you have to? It's always best to save money if you can. Courageous has 9 16-inch guns, and it's also fast at 31 knots. That's actually a pretty decent ship. The armour is not wonderful, but the armament is good. Secondary armament good. I'd be happy to fight with that sort of ship. Aircraft carrier, 21 aircraft. Double gun mounts on CL. Okay. Shoho has finished working up. Oh, 12 additional submarines. Wonderful. And the USA has stolen submarine technology. We shouldn't get upset about a little spying because we don't want a war with America just yet. And let's build some subs. We're going to build 6 coastals, build subs, and we're going to build 6 medium range. And let's resume those. So we're still in deficit, but this battleship will be finished soon, which will put us in surplus. We need the best technology we can buy, and we'll have to keep the subs building for a few more months. After a naval visit by Russia, you are asked by a journalist to comment on the visiting ships. We're impressed by their well-built and advanced ships. Well, that reduces our prestige and reduces tension. I'm not going to say that because that's ridiculous. Fine ships with their friendly crews does nothing. Rust buckets with indifferently trained sailors and indolent officers increases prestige and tension. Well, that's kind of rude, so I'm not going to do that either. I mean, you can't really say that sort of thing, even if you actually mean it. Oxygen fuel torpedoes, that's good. And I think there's a thing in doctrine for oxygen fuel torpedoes. Monthly balance net positive. And let's continue. Aircraft carrier with these 8-inch guns. This is the first big British aircraft carrier. Massive belt on it. It's only got 42 aircraft on a displacement of 24,000. We've got 60 aircraft on our aircraft carrier with 21,000. And we can probably stop building these submarines now. We need that technology. And let's go on to submarines and stop building them. Okay, so that's the submarines. That's going to be finished in 5 turns. That's going to be finished in 13 turns. When that finishes, we can look into building new ships. And we're going to increase our docks. I think it's time for us to build Yamato-sized ships, because we are actually playing as Japan. Do we care about Angola? No. Double gun mounts on DD. Actually, before we do that, we've got plenty of other battleships that we could really do with modernising. So let's have a look at the Katori. Open for rebuild, and that seems to be a decent design. So that's the Katori. 27 knots. And our next one is the Kashima. This one's also going to be rebuilt in Britain. Advanced Director. What I normally do on my early dreadnoughts is I normally have the full load of 24 6-inch guns, in the knowledge that when I refit them I can always drop a gun or two. I think that that's about as far as this goes. And let's do that. And that's the end of this recording.